rare admission from Donald Trump on the campaign trail. He told New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd that retweeting an unflattering picture of Ted Cruz's wife was a mistake. Trump adds if he had to do it over again, he would not. It's not the first unusual thing Trump has said during the campaign, like suggesting that Japan should arm itself rather than rely on the US for protection against North Korea.
I would rather have them not arm. But I'm not going to continue to lose this tremendous amount of money. And frankly, the case could be made that let them protect themselves against North Korea. They'd probably wipe them out pretty quick. And if they fight, you know what? That would be a terrible thing. Terrible. Good luck, folks. Enjoy yourself. If they fight, that would be terrible, right? But if they do, they do.
Right now, polls in Wisconsin, which holds its primary on Tuesday, shows Ted Cruz leading both Trump and John Kasich. And that wasn't Trump's only major gaffe. Last week, critics accused him of flip-flopping on his position on abortion. Later, President Barack Obama criticized Trump, saying he doesn't understand foreign policy. Well, let's get some perspective on Donald Trump's rough week. We're joined by Republican consultant Bruce Haynes. Bruce, great to have you with us. In just 1 week, Trump seemed to contradict himself quite a bit. Firstly, looking at the abortion issue, he went back and forth about 4 times, from punishing women to punishing doctors to doing nothing to considering a legal change. Should a Republican presidential candidate have a firm position on this issue?
I think a lot more people than even a Republican presidential candidate probably have a pretty firm position on this issue. I think it's one of the things that has scared a lot of Republican voters and created this dive we're beginning to see in Donald Trump's poll numbers. This is not an issue that most serious Republicans are uncertain about. And in particular, in the pro-life movement, it's never been a part of the movement to suggest that the woman should be punished for having an abortion. It's always been viewing them as a victim of a tragic procedure. So it's part of, along with these other gaffes, something that just reflects that he hasn't really thought very deeply about these issues, and voters are finding that very concerning.
Well, looking at the nuclear weapons comments, where he spoke about allowing South Korea and Japan to build a nuclear arsenal, what does that say about his foreign policy credentials?
It says he doesn't have any. It's also, again, it's yet another answer where he's cutting against the grain of many, many years of not just American foreign policy doctrine, but Republican Party thinking on the issue. And you get to, and now we're, the race is coming to a state like Wisconsin that's in the, the heart of the country, and you've got really solid social conservatives, people who are good thinking foreign policy Republicans for many, many generations. And we see his numbers turning very quickly there, because he seems so uncertain and ill-informed. And for a candidate whose stock in trade has been strength, that certainty is what gives you strength. And this uncertainty is cutting against his brand, and it's really hurting him.
Is the Republican establishment, do you think, hoping Trump's campaign will self-implode to save them from a tough decision, a possibly a very tough decision come the convention?
I don't think people realistically believe that his campaign is going to implode. I don't know if the wheels are coming off, but they're getting a little loose right now. The key that Republican establishment folks are looking at is can Donald Trump win a total of 1,237 delegates that are necessary to have the nomination locked up by the time we have the Republican convention in July in Cleveland. If he falls short of that, then those party insiders, which will be on the floor at the convention, mostly will be delegates, people who are our state and local elected officials, who are volunteers for years in the party. They will actually have the opportunity at that point to use that process to choose the nominee. And you would not believe, and I don't believe, that most of those people are going to be particularly loyal to Donald Trump. So that's his challenge, is can he win enough delegates through the traditional primary process, or to keep it from going to a decision on the convention floor.
Looking at the most recent polls, they show that not only would Trump in a general election lose to Hillary Clinton, but some typically safe Republican states could become very tight contests. Do polls this early out from a general election carry much weight?
They do at this point, because you're looking at not just the ballot, but you're looking at the fundamentals in terms of how liked is he with certain demographic groups like women and seniors that you know that Republicans have to perform well with to win. And his numbers with some of these groups are absolutely atrocious. And Republicans are concerned that it's not just going to cost us the presidential election, but it could cost us control of the Senate. Senator Ron Johnson in Wisconsin, the state that has the primary Tuesday night, his seat is a big target for the Democratic Party. And then you look at even control of the House, some people are talking about governor's races. So all these races down the ballot, the person at the top has a big impact on how those races vote down the ballot. And that's one of the big reasons that Republicans are really concerned about Donald Trump right now.
Yeah, okay. Bruce Haynes, great to have you with us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Lynda.
And remember, of course, you can join CNN all day Tuesday for complete coverage of the critical Wisconsin primary.